Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Naran Namaskritya Naram Chaitanya Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nashtaprayasya Vatreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki. So continuing with the discussion on Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, Chapter 5, the glories of Lord Nityananda Balram. Text 51 purport. We covered some part of the purport yesterday, and we are starting from where we left yesterday. Prabhupada explains, the glancing power of the Lord agitates the entire cosmic energy, and thus its actions begin at once. So even the entire cosmic energy does not act on its own. People talk, scientists talk about the cosmic energy or the fission energy, energy released after fusion, or this or that. So many things, radioactive and this. But even the entire cosmic energy cannot act on its own until it is agitated by the glancing power of the Lord. This indicates that matter, however powerful she may be, has no power by herself. Her activity begins by the grace of the Lord, and then the entire cosmic creation is manifested in a systematic way. This entire cosmic creation is manifested in a systematic way. So somebody has to put down that system. It's not that it just happens on its own. No system happens on its own. Only chaos happens on its own. So if the system is there, the system maker or lawmaker has to be there. And here it is, activity does not happen on its own. It begins by the grace of the Lord. So this is simply a slap on those Mayavadis. They say, oh, in the beginning there was word or there was sound. Where did the sound come from? That they have no explanation. Here it is clearly said, it's only by the glancing power of the Lord the actions begin in the universe. Otherwise, there cannot be any action. The example of a woman's conception can help us understand this subject to a certain extent. The mother is passive, but the father puts his energy within the mother, and thus she conceives. She supplies the ingredients for the birth of the child in her womb. Similarly, the Lord activates material nature, which then supplies the ingredients for cosmic development. So no development happens on its own, and no development happens out of the system. So everything is controlled by the Lord. Material nature has two different phases. The aspect called Pradhan supplies the material ingredients for cosmic development, and the aspect called Maya causes the manifestation of her ingredients, which are temporary, like a foam in the ocean. So Pradhan supplies the material ingredients, and Maya causes the manifestation of her ingredients. In reality, the temporary manifestations of material nature are originally caused by the spiritual glance of the Lord. Although they are all temporary, they're temporary manifestations, but they're originally caused by the spiritual glance. The personality of Godhead is a direct or remote cause of creation, and material nature is an indirect or immediate cause. So material nature, yesterday we said, it's called Durga. Her name is Durga. The personification of material nature is Durga. But she is not the original cause. She's the indirect or immediate cause. So direct or remote cause is the Supreme Lord, Mahavishnu. Materialistic scientists, puffed up by the magical changes their so-called inventions have brought about, cannot see the real potency of Godhead behind matter. Therefore, the jugglery of science is gradually leading people to a godless civilization at the cost of the goal of human life. Having missed the goal of life, materialists run after self-sufficiency, not knowing that material nature is already self-sufficient by the grace of God, thus creating a colossal hoax in the name of civilization. They create an imbalance in the natural self-sufficiency of material nature. So as Prabhupada said, the cosmic creation, the glands causes a systematic cosmic creation. And the creation that is provided or done by the glands or by the energy of the Lord is very efficient, very self-sufficient. Isha Vasam Idam Sarva. He is complete and his creation is complete in itself. Creation of every planet is complete in itself. And within every planet, the whole setup is very complete. But what the scientists do, because they don't believe in God. And then they want to always mess with the nature. So many things they do. And in the end, it creates chaos and creates more problems than they think they have solved. There are no problems in the nature that we need to solve. Only thing that we need to work on is our consciousness, not nature. But scientists, because they think we have some brains and it is their desire to do something stupid. Sometimes they are good creation, inventions they do, which is good. But sometimes when somebody just messing with nature, that's complete no. But they keep on doing it. For example, I mean, if Krishna has created 8,400,000 species of life, the way he has created, they are perfect. But our desire is, no, we have to do something better than the Lord. So what do? Oh, they discuss among themselves, or the boss was paying them. Oh, we should have grapes without seed, because when we eat the grapes and the seed comes in, it's very uncomfortable. It is not good. So create a grape without seeds. So scientists spend time and money, and then they finally figure out why the seeds are formed, and then they create grapes without seeds, and then those grapes are in the market now. But if the seeds were there was some reason the seeds were there. But now, because we are creating grapes without seeds, so how the new crop is going to come out? So they keep on creating the new crops with the seeds, but that produces grapes without seeds. And I'm pretty sure if Krishna has put seeds in the grapes for some reason, if we are eating grapes without seeds, there are going to be problems. Similarly, oranges without seeds. Now they want watermelons without seeds, because seeds is a problem. Similarly, so many things. Genetically modified GMO seeds, they want to create for wheat and rice, and don't mess with it. Just like for animals, for cows, they said, oh, we need to give the cows a diet which has more protein. So the cows, will become fatter soon, so we can kill them and eat the meat. And we'll get more meat in less amount of time. So they fed cows the food with protein. But what kind of protein? The protein was made from meat, because that's the only source of protein they knew at that time. Now they are feeding cows meat. For them, cow is a machine. It's not a machine, it's a being. Now cows don't eat meat. Even if you grind them and mix them in the fodder, but they don't eat meat. The body is not designed to assimilate that meat, even if it is ground. Grind it down. So what happened? The cows developed poison in their body. And the people, when they ate cow's meat, beef, they died because that beef had poison. Why? Because cows don't eat meat. Don't feed them meat. Feed them just green fodder. That's all they need. But no, scientists think we know better. And that's what it became, mad cow disease. It should be called mad, those scientists' disease, but they called it mad cow disease. So they get an excuse to kill those cows. So many cows were slaughtered, and they were just buried because nobody could eat their meat. So this is the thing. Don't need to do the imbalance in the nature. Only imbalance is in our heart, in our consciousness. Nothing wrong with the nature. And then nature on its own cannot function without the merciful glance of the Lord. If he removes his activity giving power to the nature, nature cannot do anything. To think of a material nature as all in all, not knowing the original cause, is ignorance. Lord Chaitanya appeared in order to dissipate this darkness of ignorance by igniting the spark of spiritual life that can, by his causeless mercy, enlighten the entire world. By igniting the spark of spiritual life. That's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give us. To explain how Maya acts by Krishna's power, the author of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita gives an example of an iron rod in a fire. Although the rod is not fire, it becomes red hot and acts like fire itself. Similarly, all the actions and reactions of material nature are not actually the work of material nature, but are actions and reactions of the energy of the Supreme Lord, manifested through material nature. So all the actions and reactions of material nature are not actually the work of material, but are actions and reactions of the energy of the Supreme Lord, manifested through matter. So behind everything, Supreme Lord is there. It just we have to have eyes to see that. The power of electricity is transmitted through the medium of copper, but this does not mean that the copper is electricity. The power is generated at a powerhouse under the control of an expert living being. And it is transmitted through copper cables, through the medium of copper. But copper is not power. Similarly, behind all the jugglery of material law, of the natural laws, is a great living being who is a person like the mechanical engineer or electrical engineer in the powerhouse. It is by his intelligence that the entire cosmic creation moves in a systematic way. But we think we are more intelligent. The modes of nature which directly cause material actions are also originally activated by Narayana. A simple example will explain how this is so. When a potter manufactures a part from clay, the potter's wheel, his tools, and the clay are the immediate cause of the pot, but the potter is the chief cause. Similarly, Narayan is the chief cause of all material creations, and the material energy supplies the ingredients of matter. Therefore, without Narayan, all other causes are useless, just as the potter's wheel and tools are useless without the potter himself. So ultimately, there has to be a person behind all these natural functions. We see only sun and the ocean, and because of sun, the water evaporates on the ocean, becomes a cloud, and it just wind takes that cloud to a certain location, and the rain happens. But we don't see the Supreme Lord behind this. Supreme Lord. Sun is working under the direction of the Supreme Lord. Ocean is also working the same way. Wind God is working. And it's not that the wind is just going to take at random that cloud full of water to some place and drop the rain over there. It's not just at random. Everything is systematic. Everything is governed by the laws put down by the Lord. Since material scientists ignored the personality of Godhead, it is as if they were concerned with the potter's wheel, the wheel's rotation, the potter's tools, and the ingredients for the parts, but had no knowledge of the potter himself. Therefore, modern science has created an imperfect, godless civilization that is in gross ignorance of the ultimate cause. Scientific advancement should have a great goal to attain, and that great goal should be the personality of Godhead. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that after conducting research for many, many births, great men of knowledge who stress the importance of experimental thought can know the personality of Godhead, who is the cause of all causes. When one knows him perfectly, one surrenders unto him and then becomes a Mahatma. So when one knows him perfectly, so through scientific research, Prabhupada said, after many, many births, and this is what Gita says, Bahunam janmanam ante jnanvan mam prapadyate. They surrender unto me, those who have knowledge. So those who surrender unto Krishna, it's not like they don't have knowledge. They have knowledge. They have gathered it through many, many lifetimes. After that, they have realized he is the one we have to surrender. And then when one surrenders, then one becomes a Mahatma. It's not that one becomes a Mahatma just by some political jugglery or getting some votes. One becomes a Mahatma. According to Bhagavad Gita, one who is Mahatma is Devi Hesha Gunmai Mam Maya Durantya. Or Mahatmana Samam Partha Devi Prakritim Ashrita. One who takes shelter of me, Devi Prakriti. He is Mahatma. Otherwise, everybody is a Duratma who don't take shelter. Vaikuntha Bediya Eka Ache Jalanidhi Ananta Aparatar Nahika Avadhi. Surrounding Vaikuntha is a mass of water that is endless, unfathomed, and unlimited. Surrounding Vaikuntha. Vaikuntera Prithviyati Sakala Chinmaya Mayeka Bhutera Tati Janmanahi Haya. The earth, water, fire, air, and ether of Vaikuntha are all spiritual. Material elements are not found there. So over there also we have earth, water, fire, air, ether. It's all spiritual. Chinmay jal say param karan yara eka karna Ganga patita pavan. The water of the Karan ocean, which is the original cause, that's what it's called Karan, is the original cause, is therefore spiritual. The sacred Ganges, which is but a drop of it, purifies the fallen souls. So just one drop of Ganges came down when Vaman Dev lifted his foot, and it pierced through the coverings of the universe, and that became Ganges, and it is still coming down. Say the Karanarnave, say Sankarshan, Apanara Eka Anche Karena Shayan. In that ocean lies a plenary portion of Lord Sankarshan. Mahat Srishta Purusha Tino Jagat Karan Adya Avatar Kare Mayaya Eksham. He is known as the first Purusha, the creator of the total material energy. He, the cause of the universe, the first incarnation, casts his glance over Maya. Maya Shakti Rahe Karan Avdi Bahire Karan Samudra Maya Parashite Nahade. Maya Shakti resides outside the Karan ocean. Maya cannot touch its waters. Seit Mayardui Vida Avasthiti Jagatera Upadan Pradhan Prakriti. Maya has two varieties of existence. One is called Pradhan or Prakriti. It supplies the ingredients of the material world. Maya, the external energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is divided into two parts. Maya is both the cause of the cosmic manifestation and the agent who supplies its ingredients. As a cause of the cosmic manifestation, she is known as Maya, and as an agent supplying the ingredients of the cosmic manifestation, she is known as Pradhan. So she has two forms or two aspects. An explicit description of these divisions of the external energy is given in Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto. Elsewhere in 10th canto of Bhagavatam, the ingredients and cause of the material cosmic manifestation are described as follows. Kalo Devam Karma Jiva Subhavo Dravyam Kshetram Prana Atma Vikara Tatta Sanghato Bij Roha Pravahas Tvan Mayesha Tan Nishedam Pravate. O my Lord, time, activity, providence, and nature are four parts of the causal aspect of Maya, of the external energy. The conditioned vital force, the subtle material ingredients called the Dravya, and material nature, which is the field of activity, where the false ego acts as a soul, as well as the 11 senses and 5 elements, which are the 16 ingredients of the body. These are the ingredient aspect of Maya. The body is generated from activity, and activity is generated from the body, just as a tree is generated from a seed that is generated from a tree. This reciprocal cause and effect is called Maya. My dear Lord, you can save me from this cycle of cause and effect. I worship your lotus feet. So because this work of Maya and the cause and effect, it goes on and on and on, it feels like there's no way out of it. Although the living entity is primarily related to the causal portion of Maya, he is nevertheless conducted by the ingredients of Maya. Three forces work in causal portion of Maya: knowledge, desire, and activity. The material ingredients are a manifestation of Maya as Pradhan. In other words, when the three qualities of Maya are in a dormant stage, they exist as Prakriti, Avyakt, or Pradhan. The word Avyakt, referring to non-manifested, is another name of Pradhan. In the Avyakt stage, material nature is without varieties. Varieties are manifested by the Pradhan portion of Maya. The word Pradhan is therefore more important than Avyakt or Prakriti. So Pradhan is all the ingredients are there, But when they become manifested, all the ingredients in unmanifested stage, but when they become manifested, they're called Mahat Tattva. So this is all ingredients of Maya. For her to bring about this material nature, the material universe in which we are stuck. Because after all, it's Krishna's energy, it works in such a beautiful way, just it just looks so real that we think we can enjoy it. But this is all, and it cannot work without that glance of Mahavishnu. It cannot do anything. So although Maya, Durga ji is very, very powerful, but no strength to do anything, no potency, until it is supplied by the Lord. Okay, so I guess we can stop here. See anybody have any questions or comments? Okay, you all have a safe and wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Ram.